Now I'm going to give you the recipe in percentages, and the reason why I'm giving it in percentages, because then it's up to you how many you want to make, whether you want to make 100 or whether you want to make 2, 1, 5, it's entirely up to you. I like to use 500 grams of flour. That gives me 4 good naan breads, as you'll see. Now you might only have 200 grams of flour in your cupboard, so your flour is like your 100%. So on the recipe it'll say water 40%, so it's 40% of your flour. So I can't work it out in my head. If you can, good luck to you. So you start off 500 times 40%. So then you need 200 grams of water for your 500 grams of flour. Now the yeast, that's going to be like 1%, so 1% of 500, yeah, I can do that in my head, is 5, so it'd be 5 grams. Now the olive oil, or I just use normal vegetable oil, is 11%. So again, 500. Now let's say if you're starting with 200 grams, then you'd be 200 times 11%. So I need 55 grams of oil. So in the recipe, like I say, it'll all be percentages. The yogurt, same again, 47%. Sorry, telling lies, 30%. So again, let's say I'm starting with 500 grams of flour times, what did I say, 30%. So I need 150 grams of yogurt. I say if you stick to this, the percentage, whether you're making 1 or whether you're making 1,000, they'll all turn out right. Put your yeast, your sugar into your lukewarm water and give that 5 minutes just to get working. Right, the water, sugar and the dried yeast, it's been in here now about 10 minutes, and as you can see, really fine bubbles on the top, which turn like this, like a milky colour, Horlicks colour on top. The reason why you do this is if your yeast isn't any good, it won't do this. So it saves you carrying on and wasting ingredients. So once it's got to this, then I'll add all the other wet ingredients to this. Right, all the wet ingredients are in there, the yogurt, the oil, the water, the yeast, and now I'm going to be using my Kenwood to mix this, but if you haven't got one, then obviously you're going to have to do it by hand. If you've got a bread machine, use the bread machine, but wet ingredients in there first, then the flour, and then last the salt. You don't put that in before, otherwise the salt will kill the yeast. This is going to be fun trying to do this one-handed. Right, now I'm going to use a Kenwood, and I'm using this attachment here, it's just a paddle. I'm going to mix it all up. It'll only take about, I don't know, 15 seconds, 30 seconds. Basically just mix it up, and then once it's all mixed, I'll scrape this attachment off and then leave it for 20 minutes. Don't try and knead it now, leave it for 20 minutes. Right, that literally took 15 seconds to mix it all up. Obviously by hand it might just take you a minute, and you know, by the time you got it off your fingers and all that, you know, there. The reason for leaving it 20 minutes is it allows the flour to fully expand, to take on the moisture. You can knead it now if you want, but you will be doing a lot more kneading than you need. So if you just leave it 20 minutes, if you're hand kneading it, it'll take you less than 5 minutes to knead it. Right, this is the dough that we're making, and that's it after 20 minutes, just left on the Kenwood. So you do the same thing, it doesn't have to be left in a ball, as you can see. Now I'm going to give it a mix up with this, but obviously you'll have to, if you don't have one, you'll have to do it by hand. Don't over knead it, just get it so it's smooth. You've worked it and it's just smooth. If it takes you 5 minutes, you've done something wrong. It'll probably take you about 3 minutes of just kneading it. It is a sorry about that. It is a wet dough. Not that wet where it's just going to drip, but it's a very, very soft dough. I'm sure you don't want to watch this spinning around, but as you can see already how it's just come together. I'll just stop it and show you. So them bits there, it's because it's not been kneaded enough. That needs to be smooth. Right, that's finished, but you can see it's a wet dough, but it's not mad sticky, and this is because we've used that percentage to get this, then it will be the same for every one you make. Right, I'll stop the camera while I take this out of here and divide it into 4. Now this is the dough taken out of there. Some flour on your hands. It is a wet dough. I've already floured that surface. Just pull it into the middle a bit. I don't know, can you see how soft that is? Right, try and get it into a even shape round. Now I don't know if you own one of these. Fantastic bit of kit, about £1.50 off eBay I paid for this. Divide that into 4. Basically just pushing it under. So that's how wet the dough is. Try and keep your hands floured. Turn it under, so you've just got a nice round onto a tray. If you move your hands quick with it won't stick to your fingers. You can see how lovely and smooth it is. Just dabbing the edges, the raw edges, and flour just so it doesn't stick to my hands. But it's beautiful, beautiful dough, really is. Alright, that's them 4 done. Now all I'll do is cover this with a tea towel and give it an hour. These will double in size. This gap will it'll close up between them. Obviously this won't, but you get the idea. I use this a lot when I make chapatis. You got all this flour, you know yourself, trying to clean it off with a scooping it around. I think that shows you. Fantastic bit of kit, that. Right, we're back in an hour. Now this is what they look like after they rested. Now it's actually took an hour and a half in my kitchen. Basically the temperature of your kitchen. If it's a cold kitchen, it's going to take longer. If it's a warm kitchen, it's going to be quicker. But like I said, you see the gaps there, joined up. They've doubled in size. So I just took one off the tray onto the floured surface. Pat it down into the flour. Don't worry about using flour. Stretch it out into a circle. Now I like to use the rolling pin. How thick do they want to be? About 5mm. I'm hardly putting any pressure on this rolling pin. Right, I've got this pan. It's on full. My biggest ring, and it's on full. Before you start this, put your grill on full. And shake a bit of the excess off. Don't move it around too much because it will get really big. Hey bugger. Same again, you can just shape it in the pan a little bit there. Just notice I've got an air bubble there, a big one, that's back. I don't know if you can see bubbles are now forming all over it. One of these, just check underneath. You can see the tiger spots there. You can see that? You can take a little bit more yet. Can you see I hope you can see these lovely bubbles coming up all over. Look at the thickness of it, from 5mm. lovely tiger spots. Now it's time to take it and put it under the grill. There's a bit of a time lapse from me taking it and bringing the camera over here, but you can see all them lovely bubbles. I've got the pan about 5" away from the top, the heat. Why I like to cook them in the pan and then wash them under the grill, to get that tandoor effect. In a tandoor, the underside cooks on the wall of the tandoor and the heat in the tandoor cooks the top. Obviously I don't have a tandoor, so I'm just trying to replicate that. The pan is the outside of the tandoor, the heat from the top is the inside of the tandoor. I just have to do it in 2 stages. I'm just lifting it up to put some little brown spots on top for the bubbles. Right, there you have it, naan bread. This is number 2 under the grill. I find it fascinating, like then that bubble over there popping up. When you put your pan on, remember to put the grill on full, on its highest setting. There you go, number 2. Number 3, the leopard spots, lovely little bubbles. Straight away. I wish you could be in the kitchen with me right now, because oh, the smell, if you've ever made fresh bread at home, it's like the equivalent of. And last but not least, number 4. Oh my god, that's just not right. It's too big. I don't want that. I've never had that happen. Must be getting good. Whee! Oh, just caught that in time. Right, if I can get this right. Right, have foil ready. When you take the first one off, put it in, wrap it up. Give it at least a minute, then unwrap it. Some garlic, ginger and coriander butter spread around. On the first one, a good helping. And then when you do your second naan, just put it on top, press it down, cover it back up again. Now you can see that 1, 2, 3. This has had a good lathering of it. And that's the underside of number 4. Cover it up. Oh, you want to do that? Cover it up, because the steam from it all makes it really, really nice and soft. Thanks for watching. Enjoy making chapatis. Not chapatis, naan breads. Right, these have been wrapped up in foil for 5 minutes. When you order a takeaway and the naan bread comes, it's had chance to sweat inside a bag, and it's that makes it soft. So when you've cooked it, and if you think, oh, this feels a bit stiff, don't worry about it. Once you've done this, does that look crispy? There's the old leopard spots. Coriander, garlic. Lovely, absolutely lovely and soft. These stay hot for about half an hour, believe it or not. So eat it with a curry or chicken tikka I made earlier. Now, is that not a kebab to die for? Actually, made some mint sauce to go over the top. I know you're watching it and I know you're dribbling. Stop it. What a kebab. Thanks for watching. Hope yours turn out as good as mine. They should do if you follow it the way I've showed you.